sure you're living your best life now by overcoming whatever obstacles, getting through whatever is getting in the way of you enjoying your life to the very fullest. And hearing aids hits home for me personally. I have several people in my life who are very stubborn, and they don't have the money to spend on very expensive hearing aids, or they don't want something that everybody can see, and it's an issue of pride for a lot of people. Unfortunately, at the other end of the spectrum, they retreat from their lives, right? They don't want to go to big dinner parties. They don't want to go out and be social because they don't want to have to keep saying what. They don't want to have to ask people to repeat themselves. They don't want to have to just shrug and nod and maybe agree with something they would never actually agree to in real life. That was my aha moment, watching my father-in-law nod his head at something I knew he very much did not agree with. Now, Simplicity is a wonderful product. It's backed by popular demand. It has sold out every single time we've offered it. It is top-of-the-line audiologist-created hearing aids that are incredibly discreet, difficult to see, and totally adjustable and effective. Now, Roger Juneau and his family have created a product that has made it more affordable and more accessible to own real-deal, top-of-the-line effective hearing aids. Roger, it's a pleasure to have you back here on Healthy You. I really feel like you have solved a huge hurdle and obstacle to hundreds of customers here who watch Healthy You, to living a better life and hearing their grandchildren, being safer drivers, getting back to hearing the music that they love. Now, you can buy a single if you have just hearing loss in one ear, or of course, for anybody who's suffering with moderate hearing loss, you can buy a pair tonight. They're on 5 flexible payments for this hour only. They're free shipping and handling, so you do get a 30-day risk-free trial to see if these are the hearing aids that can change your life. And in addition to FlexPay, they're also available on VIP financing. So if you shop with an HSN card, you can get a single hearing aid, either left ear or right ear, for $55, or a pair for $111. Now, we have about 200 pair available, and we do expect every single one of them to sell out. And I think first and foremost, I'm always amazed to look at you and realize that you're wearing it and that nobody would know or see it. Right. That's the first hurdle for so many people, right?
Yep. They've got to be invisible in a couple ways. One, invisible to the sight, but in addition to that, they need to perform invisibly. The microprocessor in this technology really brings it home and allows it to work the way you want it to. Now this ear here, I got the microphone in the studio, but this ear is where the hearing aid is.
And if you put your ear back in place, you really can't see it.
You can't see it.
You really can't see it. And isn't that what you hear from so many people who say, I know I need help, I know I can't hear, I know I'm not the safest driver, but it's vanity and pride. I don't want people to see it.
And yeah, because they're embarrassed. You know, essentially a conversational, and very, very quickly if you say, what did you say? And you say, I didn't understand you. What did you say? And you do it the third time, you usually shake your head and go, oh, okay, yeah, I heard that, but you didn't. That's the thing.
It's touched home for me because my father-in-law retreated from life. You know, my uncle has stopped being social, and he's a very gregarious, outgoing guy. This is something worth trying. You know, there's so many ways out. First of all, you know, hearing aids are not covered by insurance. So unfortunately, it's not something that's subsidized by any major carrier. Second of all, most of the hearing aids I've seen out there, they're thousands of dollars, thousands, plural, and they have hearing trial costs to them. I know somebody who tried out hearing aids. After a month, they returned them and said these weren't for me. And they said, okay, well, we'll refund your money minus the $300 for the month that you used them for. I mean, it's become very, very difficult for people to be able to see if they can get the real connection and the real help that they need to hear better. Now, you've talked about some of the numbers and this sort of idea that there's a pyramid of hearing aid loss sufferers. And where do we fit in? How many are there out there? And where does Simplicity help?
In the United States, there are about 36 million people with hearing loss. Of the 36 million, 27 million benefit from this particular product design. And what we're going after in this particular product is to bring in clarity and understanding. In other words, the biggest part of a conversation is understanding the verbal cues and everything. Did I say cat or did I say cap? And then properly responding to those statements.
And you've worked with audiologists. I mean, this is all created with the best-in-class technology. And here are the features. It's discreet. It can be worn with glasses. glasses. It can be worn with, microphones here at HSN.
Yep.
It's comfortable for all day wear. You get 4 levels of amplification, and there's a feedback management system, so there is no whistling with this product. It also comes with a low battery warning, and when you buy from us, you do get 6 months worth of batteries. Now, Roger asked me to make sure everybody knows that this is a process and that everybody will get a quick start guide with their purchase that walks them through how to set up, test, and make sure their hearing aid works perfectly for them. And anybody who has a question, there is a phone number right on here directly to the Simplicity Plus team to help you through any questions or concerns you have in those first 30 days. This is a risk-free trial. If everywhere else you've been told it's going to be out of pocket to give it a go, anywhere else you've been told you have to go see an audiologist and pay for that before you get the opportunity to try out a hearing aid, this is risk-free. You can get a single for 1 year or a pair for both. You get 6 months worth of batteries for both. You're getting free shipping and handling, and you do in fact get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you or a loved one. I think for a lot of us, I think for a lot of people, it's wives saying, I'm tired of my stubborn husband,
right,
saying, I can't hear, I'm not going.
Yep.
I can't hear, turn it up,
right,
and saying, why not? Why not give this a go and see if it can change your life?
You really should, because the side effect is you withdraw societally from what's going on, and you begin feeling like you're not relevant, because you can't have a complete conversation.
So what's your experience been? I'm sure you've talked to thousands of people who both struggled with alternatives, but what about you personally when you first started wearing these hearing aids as a customer yourself?
Well, even though I got them at the right price owning the company, the problem I really had was I wasn't ready to admit that I needed hearing help, like everybody. And when enough people, from my wife to my family members to my office help and everything, it became real clear to me that I'm asking a lot of people to repeat themselves, and I'm missing out on important, salient issues in a conversation.
Would you do me a favor and turn that way while you're saying this? Because what he's talking about, take a look right now. Do you see a hearing aid?
Right.
The man said I was too vain and proud. It's okay.
Yeah.
He didn't want to admit or have anybody know. Look at his ear. He's wearing a Simplicity hearing aid. Here it is. It is literally smaller than a dime. And it has top-of-the-line amplification and feedback built into it. This is extraordinary, and it is always a privilege and a pleasure for me to be able to offer these to you and say, what's getting in the way of trying it? Now, your loss of hearing may be what's getting in the way of you driving. It may be what's getting in the way of you going to the movies. It may be what's getting in the way of you going to dinner with your kids and your grandkids. You told me the big aha moment was your granddaughter, right?
Oh, yeah. Little Zoe, when she could say Papi, and I could hear her, and they understood what she was saying. Because the one thing that's incredible about little guys, they talk a lot more than you think. They talk a lot, and you think it's jibber jabber, but it really is very understandable when you can hear well.
I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
we get plenty of talk in our house.
They never stop talking.
Yeah.
It's true.
So it's a wonderful opportunity to try out a product that every time we've offered it has sold out, with already 375 ordered, with now less than 200 available in either a pair or about 100 available in each one of the singles. Stop for a moment and think. Whether it's Father's Day around the corner and you want him to re-engage with the world, whether it is for you and truly buying something that can change your life for the better and get you back to enjoying the things in life you've retreated away from, this is your opportunity without worrying about a cost to see an audiologist, a trial cost involved with trying them out. You get to get them home and use them risk-free on us for a full 30 days risk-free with free shipping and handling, with FlexPay and VIP financing available for you. Now, we only have a few moments left together to spend on this product. Talk to me a little bit about the feedback management and the 4 levels of adjustments, because comparative to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 hearing aids, you've really packed all that top-of-the-line technology into this set.
Yep, we really did. Essentially, what we're looking for is single push-button control. And what that does is it channels the sound through the microprocessor, but that particular unit will increase the gain or loudness that we have, but at the same time it changes and adjusts the frequency response. So we're not making things too loud enough. But if it starts whistling or feeding back, then the microprocessor, it's dual core, will go ahead and filter that out.
Okay.
So a lot of times I can get it to whistle, but the minute I pull away, it stops.
And again, I still remember it wasn't until after the first time Roger and I worked together, sitting right next to him, that I realized he was actually wearing them. I mean, he's got one of our cockamamie little IFB cables inside his ear that his hearing aid is in. I mean, for anybody who has said, yes, I need it, but I don't want to wear it. I don't want people to see it. This is the solution that you've been looking for. And we've got FlexPay. Now, no insurance company pays for hearing aids. No insurance company even pays for the trip to the audiologist. This is a way for you to get top-of-the-line, ravely reviewed hearing aids and to make it incredibly affordable and quite possibly change your life. Now, we're going to include 6 months worth of batteries with your purchase today. These are standard, easy-to-find batteries at grocery stores. You're going to get the opportunity to shop for either one hearing aid if you have impairment in just isolated to one ear, or to buy a pair today. Now, there are certain people with profound hearing loss that this will not work for, that you do actually need to go visit an audiologist. But you said out of 34 million Americans suffering from hearing loss, how many can Simplicity be the answer for?
27 million.
27 million.
So most.
Most people out there. And you try it risk-free. You don't pay out of pocket to give it a go.
Yeah, and you're not doing it alone. If you have any questions on how to use the product, or if getting the tube in's a little different for you, call our customer care line. It's manned by mostly female audiologists and clinicians, but it's a very helpful and easy thing to use. It's an 800 toll-free call away.
So it's right here for you. In addition to your quick start guide that comes with it, there's information about where to call if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, and even some tips and tricks on how to preserve your battery life when you're not using the product. Now, our hearing aids are available here at HSN on 5 flexible payments. That's interest-free, finance-free, no additional cost whatsoever, and we still ship immediately to you for this hour only. I'm just trying to keep stock of what's going on here. If you want a pair, if you have impairment in both ears and you want to get Simplicity over-the-ear hearing aids in both ears, we now have only about 150 pairs remaining to be able to offer to you. We only have a few minutes left in our presentation. So it's your opportunity right now to just stop for a second and say, have I retreated from the world? Have I stopped hearing life that's going on around me? Do you possibly question if you're the safest of drivers if you can't hear what's going on around you? And could this be the solution for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, so one of the questions that comes to mind, well, do I need one or do I need two? And the simple answer to that is, when you have binaural hearing, when you're hearing out of both ears, you can operate at a lower sound level, and at a lower sound level, it's less tiring, and it's easier to hear, and you get directionality, where if you drop that pin like that old commercial, you know where the pin drops spatially in space.
Oh,
so
really?
You know right where it came from. Yeah.
Okay, so that's an interesting way for us to be able to tell.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was something like, you know, put the phone up here, put the phone up here, but no. So it's more about spatial recognition of where the sound is coming from.
Directionality, you bet.
So, you know, Roger and I, we've shared this conversation in the past, this idea about retreating from the world, this idea of missing out on the most joyous things in life, your favorite song, your favorite movie, going to dinner with several loved ones at once. I'm constantly reminded of the aha moment when I saw my father-in-law nod his head yes to something at a party that, man, I know he did not agree with that. I knew exactly he would not have been nodding his head if he had heard what had happened, and I started to realize that's why he's not coming to reunions. That's why he's not coming to parties. That's why he's sitting in the kitchen when his entire family is sitting in the living room together. And the fact that these are so discreet, the fact that you can literally not see them in Roger's ear as he's wearing them right now allows you to say, you know what? I don't need to worry about vanity. I don't need to worry about pride. I can wear these and nobody can be the wiser, and I can see if they really do make that difference to get back to living your best life and being engaged and connected to the things that you love.
You lose interest in the things you used to love because you don't hear it.
Yeah, well, I mean, your favorite song ain't nothing if you can't hear it. Now, we have a little ear build right here just to give you some ideas of what you